All right, it is June 3rd. The cicadas are in the house. Coco Riggins in the house. Warm weather's about to be in the house. Here's Riggo.
Okay, Todd. Gee, we got so much stuff to do today, and that's kind of odd if you think about it, because this is kind of the doldrums of, well, they haven't quite hit yet, the doldrums of summer, but we're pushing into that direction. School's out, dude's out now. She got out of school last Friday.
School's out.
Yeah.
Oh, the
How was
summer.
Cooper over here?
Wow, very nice.
I know, I'm free at last.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling, isn't it?
Hey,
Yeah, it's a
teacher,
really nice feeling.
leave them kids alone.
Just another brick in the wall, man.
By the way, I didn't think we were going to have a show today, really. Couple things. One, now that Coco realizes she is the star of the show, if you notice, we were 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
And you know how this works. I was like, Coco, we got to leave in 5 minutes. Like,
No.
5 minutes.
The star of the show is the people. All of you are
Okay,
the...
that's a good start, dude. Keep it
Well,
going.
you had a
But then
good
again-
role model here for this, so it's
The audience is the star of the
being
show.
late was not one of my things. I'm always pretty much on time. Now there are occasions, but
Yeah, I will
not
admit,
very often.
I was the one that
But
had
it
to
was,
get
it was
dressed.
partly my fault because I should have got her up sooner. You know, school's out. You know,
Sleeping
noon,
in?
Dude's sleeping in. You know, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever Emperor Mung Emperor Mung wanted to sleep in, so dude slept in with him.
We need our beauty sleep.
Yeah. So now, all that considered, you know, on the way over, I thought there was like a long period of silence in the car because Coco very respectfully asked, and I think you've told me this. Coco's aware of this. That, you know, I've set it up that, you know, I am the pilot. I'm sitting in the left seat, right? I'm driving the car. That's the pilot
We're
sits
going
in
to
the
get
left
into
seat.
this beef, huh?
Wait a second. She's supposed to be navigator.
That was good, dude. That was real good. So, Coco, you know, co-pilot asks the pilot if they can turn on the radio. Pilot says affirmative. So, like, radio goes on. Now, this is where the beef begins.
Yeah.
It's Elton John. Now, personally, I got nothing against Elton
Rocket
John.
Man.
I can't stand his music. So that's just me,
Just
okay?
never spoke to you.
It's like he's never spoke to me at all. It's like Elton John. It's like fingernails on a blackboard. It's just anyway. Let's not beat up the artist that's known as Elton John. So I flipped it off and flipped it on, and so Coco started looking around. I said, "Get that song off." And Coco started looking around and said, "That's the only song that's on there." And she went back to Elton John.
Yeah,
and I went,
everything was right. Like,
There's only like 32 commercial radio, maybe 35 even.
anyway,
It was an Elton John
and
blackout.
then he's turning it on to classical, and it's all staticky.
but it's an FM station, Todd. How can it be staticky? She's hearing static.
No, it is.
I'm hard of hearing, but
It's like,
you know, I don't hear the static. But the point was, it was some other music, right? It was classical music, and I am the pilot, right? The pilot is the one that says, "Hey,
You're
drum."
in charge.
I think I'm in charge. So anyway, so all of a sudden, you know, you had this. There was a father-daughter moment where we were butting heads, and so then I had to explain, go through.
Well, then
the
you
whole,
turned off the radio. Shut off.
Wait a second.
Well, that was it because you couldn't listen to. There was nothing else to listen to.
Yeah.
And then Coco said, "Hold it! I think the song ended." But it was past
He
Elton
was
John
over
ending
it.
his song. It was like
He was over it.
we went radio silence.
So Coco didn't go like the Somali pirates in the Tom Hanks movie, and I'm your captain now.
Yes, she did. She didn't have a gun or anything. But basically, the dude was taking command of the ship.
I'm your
I was
captain
getting
now.
a little fired up. And then he gives me this whole, like, you know, talk and everything, and I'm just sitting there like,
Exactly. It's just deadpan.
So she okay.
I
So
make
he
no
wanted to
comment.
quash the beef, and you actually already categorized it as a beef.
Yeah. Well,
It's a
from
little
her
beefy.
perspective, it wasn't. From mine, it was too. I'm going. You know the rules. Captain is in
Yeah.
control of the ship.
Now,
right, dude?
Yes.
You had
So-
a lovely cookout Monday. Memorial Day?
Yeah,
You sure
Memorial Day.
did. You had a lovely cookout. Now, did you know that your playlist got hijacked? That you had the country going.
Oh.
You had the country going there for a while. Once again, the girls kind of
Wait,
commandeered.
no, I
Oh
was
well,
the
I
one-
have nothing to do with any of that.
I
over
was the
there.
one playing country.
Yeah,
Did
that was
somebody
somebody
switch it?
You
else.
started. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
switched it?
I'm
That
not
might
going to
have
name
been
any names.
the older sister.
There
might have
was,
came
but
in
there
and
was
big
like,
footed.
hey,
Wait, what
enough
kind of
about the
songs?
dogs dying and drinking beer and country music, and I'm just saying there was a discussion,
Oh.
and
wait,
I'll leave it
what?
at that.
Yeah, so I don't recall. I was
Country
too
lasted
busy.
for about an hour.
I was
What played next, though? I'm confused.
It was more popish.
pop music.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would have been.
That
But
was not
'cause
me.
Me, I don't really care
I
for
was over
music
here
in the
eating my
house like
burgers
that.
and
You know,
beans, so
LM is always,
I
LM is always, we're going to have some music. I'm like, I don't want music. It's
Yeah,
like,
she.
I like silence. You know me, driving
My
to Kansas,
mom's
never
always
turn the
like,
radio
Coco?
on. It's like, I don't.
This is coming from a guy who drove to Kansas.
I'm
with
a Maharishi.
no radio
I
on, which I'm
know.
still mind blown.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So I'm
no,
thinking,
like-
I don't need that extraneous noise.
Yeah, my
if
mom
you will.
comes
I
over
like
and-
it every once in a while. They play an old song and gives you back old memories and makes you think of, man, what stupid was I doing back then? But I know whenever it is and I hear a song, I know I was doing something stupid, but I'm trying to figure out what was it.
I
that
think
was
Elton John triggers him, Coco. It's something stupid.
Oh, there's a
Gee, I
lot
never
that
thought of
triggers
that.
him.
Anyway.
Just connected to. Whoa, Coco. What's I mean? There's a lot that triggers that. What?
doing. Yeah,
Well, we got rap, we got Elton John, we got Justin Bieber, we
Rap.
got Justin Timberlake, all the Justins. We got.
True. Not the boot company. Well, maybe the boot company too. I don't know. They bought Tony Lama years ago, and it was never right. Yeah,
Damn
all the
Justins.
Justins. I get back. I
Lump
take
them
that
all
back.
in.
Exactly.
Yeah, all the
But
Justins.
anyway, so we had our little Tay-da-Tay. And it was, and then like you said, and then dude went radio silent on me. So it was just, I was just driving. There was nothing said. You could feel the ice. It's like what, 85 degrees. But
And it's a solid 12-minute drive from.
yeah,
from
and
here.
it started before we actually got on the Beltway. I think it was already into.
I
our
thought
little-
maybe she had pulled a move where she's got her learner's permit. And she's like, Dad, I'll take you from here. I'm going to drive.
Listen, it's funny you should say that, but I told her, I said, now when you sit in the left seat, then guess what? You want to turn the radio on, turn it on. You want to change the station, you change the station, do whatever you want. Because you're the pilot, you're the captain. See, I'd be over here, I'd be the I can't touch anything. I can
Them's the rules, Coco.
I can ask, hey, Coco, be okay if I turn the air conditioning down a little bit or turn it up a little bit? But
I'll be like,
that's the
"No!
pilot. Left seat's the
Get
pilot.
your hand off of that.
She's going to have Elton John playing all the time, just having him on loop.
Well, that's where I put in the earplugs, and then I'm done. Instead of the hearing aids, I put in the earplugs. But anyway, yeah, we had a little bit of that going. I'm happy to report major progress on the deer fence. I've got 3 wires pulled. I've got to pull 2 more. Actually, 4 wires pulled. Got to pull 1 more. Have not got the actual heat put into it yet, i.e., power has not been. I'm waiting on some parts. Exactly. It's
Like,
gonna be
how big a voltage are we talking here? Are we going to fry the deer?
5,000 plus. But it's momentary.
That sounds illegal.
It gets before everybody goes.
think
It's
my
not. Listen, it ain't gonna hurt nobody. It ain't gonna hurt 'em.
Yeah.
But
is that what
it
the
is
deer
gonna
are
hurt.
thinking?
But it is gonna hurt. It ain't gonna hurt them. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no permanent damage, but it will leave a scar in the brain.
My dad's gonna come in with some
Because
venison.
when the deer
like-
touches it, he will never be seen again.
Listen,
he may
we're gonna have a
relocate.
little chat
He
with
may go to
Bambi.
Carroll. He may go to
Yes.
Carroll County after he
Bambi
touches
is
it. He'll
not-
leave Montgomery County.
We'll have an interview with Bambi and crew and see how this all turns
Yes.
out. And see, they say we haven't seen a deer within 20 miles of the Riggins property.
When they say, and then when Bambi, his nickname now is Tripod.
That's what we saw. Bambi was limping. His feelings were hurt.
Oh God, you
he
got
was
a
in
burn
bad
mark.
shape. So anyway, I will have a full report. Should by the end of the week, everything should be up and running. So, I mean, I don't want to get political, but God damn it, I built a wall and I'm going to enforce it. I'm not tearing it down. I'm going to keep it
Bears,
up.
no respect. No
Yeah,
respect.
I've got everything is encircled.
No
the compound's
respect.
encircled except a small area in the front yard. But that almost then becomes a shooting gallery when they come through, if they're that daring. But I don't think they will be. I think they get one touch
my
and it's like,
gosh.
I'm gone.
Well.
Anyway, we'll see.
Okay.
It's all in
Right.
good fun. Nothing lethal at all about it. Seriously, I mean, it's really about what do you call it, for the animal intellectually to understand that when you see this, you go, turn around, let's get out of here. That's all it is. It's funny too because the years ago I put up a one wire, didn't even do it correctly, and I will say, for a couple of years afterwards, there was no problem. But I've got these emerald green arborvitaes, and they actually end up looking like mushrooms if you let the deer get to them, because they'll eat everything around as far as they can reach. So you got this big, like a balloon. You got this big balloon up on top, and there's
Yeah.
nothing down
Was
below.
like a
It looks
mushroom
terrible.
cloud almost.
Yeah.
Exactly
Like a green
what it looks
mushroom.
like. So I thought, and so I got lazy and just kind of went, I guess I got them trained. Well, you forget that some of those deer die and new ones are born, and they've got to be
They
re-educated.
haven't been taught right.
Exactly. They got to go. What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Cool Hand Luke.
Cool Hand Luke, that is correct. Strother Martin, one of my favorite actors of all time. All right, Todd.
Well, we got a lot of outdoor stories we want to get into here on TJRS as we're into June. We're staring at summer. You're out of school, so all kinds of fun things are going to happening. So, but
That means baseball.
100%.
And speaking of baseball, Coco has a story you have to hear. She went to the game, last week?
Yeah, it was this past
Nats.
Thursday.
Last Thursday.
Who'd they
We'd go
play?
Thursday.
Cincinnati. I think they.
Oh, this is gonna sound so bad, but I don't.
You don't remember.
The story took over the
Exactly.
whole
The game was lost in the story.
Oh.
Anyway, I will turn it over to the
But I
dude.
also just go there for like the Nats. I don't know. Anyways, okay, so yeah, so we go to this game. It's me, my sister Hannah, and her boyfriend Zach. And we go to this game. We were sitting at our seats, and usually every game that I go to, most of the time, I bring my softball mitt, just for the slightest chance that a foul ball is going to come near my way.
How cute.
I know. Well, this time I didn't bring it.
She even had her Nats jersey on.
Yeah,
The one that I got, they gave it to me for doing the thing down there when they had that
Yes,
playoff
in the
game.
playoffs against the Dodgers.
So it's got my name on the back of it, number 44, and so she wears that to the
Oh,
game.
how
Yeah,
cool.
I was all decked out.
I know you and your sister are big fans, as am I.
Yeah, no, so we're sitting at our seats, and so it goes like Hannah's on the left of me, Zach's on the right of me, so I'm in
First
the middle.
baseline or third baseline?
First baseline.
You guys are on the first baseline, okay?
Yeah, we had really good seats too. We
You're
were like,
probably, I think, 15, 20 rows between
Back,
you and the field.
off the road.
yeah, it might have been, yeah,
Even closer?
maybe, but it was like about that though. But yeah,
You're
we
in
were
prime
near first
territory.
base. Yeah, prime territory.
You can see the whites of their eyes.
Yeah.
Don't fire until you see the whites of their eyes.
whites of their eyes. I
Old
made
hickory.
direct eye contact with them. But so we're sitting down, and my favorite player, Trea Turner, is up to bat. Yeah, and obviously I'm like, oh, Trea Turner. So he comes up and he hits a foul ball. And so I see the ball's going straight up. And last things I hear is Hannah like, oh, Trea Turner hit a foul ball. And then I hear Zach say, oh, and it's coming this way. And I look up, it's coming like, I'm like, oh my God. Hannah did like, kind of like the natural instinct.
She's just covered.
But I was
She's
like,
diving under.
And you don't have your glove.
Nope, don't have my glove. And what's funny too is that Zach told you this like the other day too. I'm not kidding, like I think 10 minutes before this all happened, I literally said, I was like, oh man, I should have brought my glove. Like, I wish I brought my glove. I forgot to bring my glove. Like, I didn't know the incident didn't happen yet, but I just had a feeling. I was like, my intuition struck me again. I have really good intuition skills. Anyway, so back to the story.
That's fair.
I see this ball coming like straight at me, and I don't know what I was thinking either because I've never caught a baseball in my life. Like, this whole thing is just, and also if
Not
I
a
just,
Major League Baseball, that's for
Major
sure.
League
Is it coming in
baseball.
slow motion now? You were.
last thing I saw was just this perfect white sphere. Just like above my head, like a little halo or something. And and I never caught a baseball before. And so if I just missed it, it could have hit my face. I could have gotten like knocked out, like on the jumbo screen or something. But so then I try to catch it. I catch it with it hits my hand. It hits my sister Hannah. It hits her shoulder and like kind of her head. And it just happened so fast. It basically ricocheted off of us.
So you touched it first.
I touched it first. I had the first touch. It hit my ring finger. And it kind of like ricocheted off of us. And we're like, what? Where did it go? Where did it go? And we were all looking for it. And then we look behind us. We see this old man who's like, it's like, what, like 60 or something? And he's
I'm 72.
That's
Gives you
ancient.
an idea of what dude thinks of
No,
me.
What kind of
it's
old fart
different.
is this?
It's different. This
He's like,
guy-
he's 6 years
honestly,
younger than
no.
me.
Honestly, no, Daddy.
He was on
this
death's
guy-
doorstep.
No, Daddy. This guy could have been like 40, and he probably looked like an old man.
Okay.
You look, prime time. You're like
I
a
look
fine-
40, but I'm actually. Yeah, go ahead. I didn't
No,
mean
you
to
look like a
interrupt.
fine wine.
Yeah.
So you're aging beautifully. But anyway, so we look behind, and the ball is like perfectly in front of this old man. He's like, oh, the ball. And he just picks it up, and I make eye contact. I'm just like, okay, is this, are you gonna give me the little guy, hand it over? But no, he just kept it, and we like. And it just didn't, honestly, at first, I wasn't too upset. I was kind of like, okay, that's kind of a mean. I was like, well, okay. I was kind of expecting him. Because, you see the videos of, like, the kids or, like, the teenagers, I guess. Just let me slide because I'm not really a kid. But you see the videos of,
Young
like,
girl.
the older person who catches it, they give it to the kid in front of them. And so I was half expecting that. I'm like, oh, he's not going to do it, whatever. But then But then Zach and not to mention, like, the security was coming up to us. They were like, "Are you okay? Did you get hurt? Do you want to see the doctor?" Like, all these people, part of the Nats, were coming up and were like, "No, it's fine. Seriously, it's fine." But then the whole night, so Zach, everybody, we were just all talking like, "Oh, this guy," like, and they were getting me
Did he
fired up.
acknowledge you at all? Did he look at you?
Oh, well, I made eye contact, like, when he grabbed the ball, and I looked behind me.
So you were shaming him.
I was like, yeah, I was giving him the eyes. But then I turned around, but then
Todd.
yeah, I was like,
You just made the list, pal.
but I did it a little less, more like, please give it to
And you
me.
softened it up a little
Ring
bit.
Softened.
finger?
I was like-
Ring finger? Hello?
Yeah, but then Zach and Hannah, they started really getting me fired up because at first I wasn't too upset, but then we're all talking. We're like, "Well, who does this guy think he is?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. Like, he didn't give me the ball. What is he thinking?" So then Zach, granted him, he had a couple of beers. So he started kind of like
Getting mouthy.
giving a little trash mouth. Telling me, "This guy would," he's like, and
Mm-hmm.
he was saying it loud. I was like, "Zach, he's gonna hear you." He's like, "Yeah, I want him to hear me. Like, we gotta." And so, and the
That'd have been
old,
Dick Butkus. I don't know.
right. He's like, I had chunks of. No,
Yeah.
we won't go there.
yeah, that was
And me.
about to fight this old man. No, but like, so then this old man was also with another friend of his, and they came up to us, and the guy said to Zach, this is like right after Zach is like, bad mouthing him, and they said to Zach, they're like, "Oh, sir, you dropped your wallet," and then they looked to me and they're like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" Holding the ball. Like right here, "Ma'am, are you okay?"
If only
I'm
this.
like-
That was their way of getting
Yeah,
back for all the
right.
trash.
I kind of like that. Ma'am, are you okay?
I
Because
was
see this
like-
ball? I have it and
Yes,
you don't.
I know. I was like, "Yes, I'm fine." Like just, and then
a little
they left.
sassy, were you?
Yeah, well, I was just I was
don't
like,
see you
"Oh no,
being
I'm
that.
fine." Yeah, I mean, I wanted to avoid the awkward situation, but like, and then they left, and I never saw that ball again. And
Well, think about it. The valuable lessons that young Coco has learned. When you are the pilot in the car who controls the radio, possession
Yeah.
of a foul ball is not.
it was Trea Turner's.
Whoever possesses
I bet
it.
I could have smelled the sweat. Or something.
I told them, all three of them, I said, "You guys, that guy was immaterial. I mean, it bounced into his lap because you guys aired. You get an air on the play."
This is what
That would have been a great play
this is
had
the
you
main
catch it.
lesson I learned, and that's to bring your glove every game.
Here's what's
No
interesting about this whole story I find completely fascinating. Having once, and you'll get a kick out of this, it leads me to another story when I was a sophomore, right before my sophomore year in high school, and my older brother Frank, who was a heck of a baseball player, he was drafted by the Angels in college. and
Pitcher, right?
He was a pitcher, and that's what he was doing. We went down to old Memorial Stadium in Kansas City when the Athletics were there.
Wow.
Whitey Herzog, who became the manager,
Legendary.
he was out the house, once or twice, at least once. And he took us out the night that we were there, but Frank went down, kind of tried out, did a little pitching for him. I'm standing in the outfield, in the left field, and they gave me a uniform I'm wearing, I'm a Kansas City Athletic. I mean, I still got a photograph of it somewhere. And they're hitting, they're taking batting practice. And I'm out there, and I could catch a fly ball. I was actually quite good at catching flies. I could run, catch a fly, diving for the fly, and did all this stuff. So I'm thinking, okay, let's check it out. So like I said, I'm 15 years old, and whoever's up to, there was one guy after another, but they would hit a fly ball out to where I am, and I'd sit there and I'd go, okay, here it comes. I got it. And about 20 feet behind me.
I ain't got it.
I ain't got it. I could not. For the life of me, it was like, of course, they were Major League fly balls. I was used to catching Pony League fly balls.
Yeah.
But you know what? But most interesting part of the whole story was that there was another guy out in the outfield shagging flies with me. It's Catfish Hunter. Which he was
heard of
not.
him.
It was so early. Think about it. Back in '65, he hadn't turned into the catfish yet.
He was Jim Hunter.
He was Jim Hunter. Yeah, exactly. He hadn't become catfish. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. When you're standing there, and the foul ball is hit like that, there's no judgment because you can't move. So the ball either comes to you or it don't.
Yeah.
But and if you had all kinds of room around you while you're standing there, my guess is but maybe I'm just botched up and I couldn't catch fly balls. But I'm thinking you'd have no idea because you'd be going, no, I think it's gonna go. It'd be one of those deals. So to me, I thought it was fascinating that Coco didn't have to move. I mean, literally, it came right to where you're
Listen,
standing, and it was
you're
hit
really-
by her her boyfriend.
Yeah, her future
Her
husband.
make believe. Well, no, he just recently had a child. I don't know if it was out of wedlock. I have no idea.
Okay, well, Tre's a good guy.
If he's got a baby mama, or if he actually
maybe he has a
married.
younger brother. Bay Turner.
Who's way better at baseball and better looking. Who knows? Anyway,
That's a great story, Coco. So you know what?
Yeah.
I got a feeling a foul ball is in your future.
I really hope it is, and I hope it's Trea Turner's ball.
The other part was Zach says the odds of a foul ball coming up here are basically go ahead and pick the perfect thing for the NCAA Final Four. Or you know what I'm talking about,
Right,
a bracket.
and
it's like picking the perfect bracket. It's mathematically impossible.
No, especially a first or third baseline. Like that's why I asked where your seats were. Shoot, all depends on who's pitching.
Thank you, Todd. You're giving me hope.
Well, I guess
was
that-
not
I'm
a
gonna-
once in a lifetime
But here's the
chance.
thing, dude. What if you'd have had the glove?
I think if I had the glove, that I would have caught it.
Okay.
Now that would have
I
been
see.
embarrassing if you had dropped it, Coco.
But here's
you
the
would have got
point.
your 15 minutes. But
Well,
you're getting 30 minutes of fame on John Riggins' show.
Because
so
I was confident of trying to catch it, but at the same time, this is a Major League Baseball. I'm like, I don't really want to hurt myself at the same time. So I was like, if I had the glove,
Right.
I think I would have felt way more comfortable.
Yeah, you can
Well,
snag
it would have. Clearly, it would have hurt. It bites when you catch a foul. You know, when you catch a
Yeah.
ball like that. At least it was coming down. It wasn't a line drive or
Ooh.
something like that.
I'd like break my hand.
But
and I played a little bit of softball. I wasn't very good, but I played a little bit of softball in the outfield, so I'm used to catching the ball.
I think your instincts would have kicked in and you would have
Yeah.
snagged it. You probably would have been on ESPN, been on the highlights, TikTok.
Yes, I
You
would have been like that guy.
TikToking.
I would have been like that guy during the World Series where he like had the 2 beers in his hand
Right.
and he didn't catch the ball. It like hit him.
But he didn't spill a
He
beer.
didn't spill the beers.
Of course.
Well, you have to keep in mind though, 2 years ago when Coco was playing softball, she'd played the year before, and this is the beginning of the second year. So they were starting practice for the year. This has been a couple years ago, not this past year, but the year before, I believe, before the virus hit. So we're going back 2 years actually. And so she says, you know, I got softball practice today, and I got my glove here, and which hand does it go on? I'm just saying, dude. It's like you'd already played the year before, and you still is it right, left? I don't know.
Where's my other glove?
This is.
I need. To,
I said I
don't
wasn't
throw-
very good.
That's what it was, you said. I would have caught the ball. I'm
More
going,
of a
well, maybe you would
designated
have.
hitter.
No, but
Well,
once
the
I
other
got
part-
it on once I got it on the right hand, then I knew.
Well, yeah, that would. And you're showing it would have been the right hand because you are
that's
right-handed.
funny.
But here's the irony of this whole thing. Literally 3 or 4 days before that, she takes tennis lessons. So
Yeah.
what they're doing in the tennis lesson, I guess, is teaching them how to slam a lob.
It's an
An
overhead.
A overhead slam on a lob, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what the teacher was having them do was reach up and actually, when the lob, grab it with your hand, right?
Yeah,
Grab it with
like-
your hand.
Right.
It was like
And then-
she'd already would have been working out to do the very thing.
You could have slammed that foul ball.
Listen,
You
guys,
just
this
reached
is
up
just.
and boom, catch it.
Yeah.
Next game, I got a feeling.
I really.
It's gonna
hope.
happen.
I
Well,
really
she'll
hope.
get her chance. She'll be
And
going
I'll
to a
bring
few
my
more
glove.
games.
I'll be
won't
back
make that mistake you won't make again.
I'll see that.
I'm always
woman.
thinking, if I do stuff like that, I leave the glove at the ballpark, never see
Yeah,
it
we
again.
got no
So that's
shot.
why. Yeah. Of course, Coco won't drink.
And
I don't
plus,
think she'll
we're
drink.
so old. If we bring the gloves, they're like, "Pops, you think you're playing? What are you doing?"
Not only that,
Pops,
but
you're
I
gonna get
honestly,
yourself hurt out here. Come on.
I don't think I want a piece of that foul ball. So I don't need a foul
We'll
ball.
be over in the Hannah range.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll bring my glove and I'll be ready. I'll be ready for that.
All right. Well, now I've got since you've got a couple of excursions coming up as part of your summer sabbatical.
Yes.
And the first one, we got a story coming out of California. All right, so this is Dateline, Bradbury, California, which is in L.A. County. And what is that? Tracking right
Oh,
there
my
in the
God.
backyard. That's a good-sized bear with his mama bear and the cub bears. And you're going to see...
Are they on a fence or something?
And then you're going to see 4 doggies. And the bear wants a piece of the dog. And here comes a...
Oh,
What?
can we get this woman?
Now that 17-year-old gal right there ran out there and attacked, and you saw her push the bear. She's
The
like,
bear was more surprised than she was. Like, this ain't supposed to be happening. You're making me look bad, lady.
right? I mean, cannot
Oh my
make
God.
it up. So, and first of all, that's a good-sized bear in the backyard.
Let me say this. and it's probably, I'm guessing it could be I mean, I don't know, but it's California. I don't believe it looks like a grizzly bear based on the color. I will say that.
It's a brown bear.
Well, it's a brown bear. And we got to get technical.
Get out of here.
And the bear was going, thanks, lady, I needed that.
So the bear had some babies in the back.
Yeah, that makes it even weirder.
And started messing with the dogs, came out because they're like, hey, who's in our yard? And he's like, I'll show you, I'm in your yard.
Yeah.
She's 17 years old, and
Jeez.
she just said that she heard her dogs freaking out, and her instincts took over. She didn't even think about it.
Her adrenaline just kicked in. And
God bless that woman.
17.
I think that
She's
she
1
should
year
be.
older
She'll
than
be the
me.
number 1 round draft pick of the U.S. Marines coming up in 2021. I mean,
look at that bear.
that's like national. What do they call that? The National Medal of Honor type thing.
She scooped up the 2 small dogs.
right.
And here it comes. Here comes. Do not mess with my dog. Get out of here, baby.
She scraps her off and goes home, and
He's like, come on, Chacho.
she's got she had a sprained finger and a little skin knees when she went down to get her, but yeah, that's
just
pretty remarkable.
I think that's literally the
Her face is
translation
still intact.
of the word intrepid.
Yes. And she,
Wow.
that's been viewed now like over 30 million times.
Oh, I guess so.
Coco, she's on TikTok, and she has her response. It
Oh.
just says, "My adrenaline kicked in. I had no regard for the
She's
the
gonna
size
get a
of the
follow.
bear."
I gotta follow those women.
You couldn't help but thinking that bear's coming off that wall.
Yeah,
I mean, that bear gets on her. She's got problems.
yeah, and that's what all.
But the dogs were there too, so I'm telling you, the bear went. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you got the numbers on that. I don't know.
I'm afraid of a cicada. I don't know.
True.
If I saw like Prince.
Okay, so what I was going to say, your new cat, and there's a bear.
Oh my gosh, that would really.
I don't know. That's interesting. That'd be like a child or whatever. I
Right.
mean, it's so weird how you start to have really strong feelings for pets and all
Right.
that stuff. So
One of the dogs is a service dog for her mother, and
was that the bigger dog?
Yeah,
probably.
it
yeah.
was. It was the bigger dog.
Well, that's the one that started the whole ruckus to begin
of course.
with. It's like,
It's one in every bunch.
and then the little guys, they come in going, yeah, yep, 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 yep.
Yeah, the little guys just try to follow the big guy.
That was very impressive by that young woman.
All right, Mother Nature.
Wow.
All right, so Coco, you've got Alaska, you got bears, you got fishing, then you're going to do Montauk, great white sharks, and fishing. Probably some horse riding too, maybe perhaps.
Yeah,
might get some
So
of that.
she's got.
Un caballo.
We're going to get some great footage when you guys go fishing up there.
2 weeks
and,
from today, we take off.
Oh, that's awesome! Great
Yeah.
stuff.
Whoa.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Dude. I think it's time for you to me get back in the car, and the pilot will tell you what to do next. We go out.